Sabaydi, my name is Sahk, and I am the founder of Kohk Sahk, authentic Laotian cuisine. And today I just want to speak to you a little bit about my business. The goal for creating Kohk Sahk is to make Laotian cuisine more easily accessible to everyone and anyone who wants to enjoy it. With tourism flourishing in Laos and Laotian culture becoming more noticeable, the demand for Laotian cuisine is definitely growing, and there's even more fans every day that want to try Laotian food. But unless you're in Laos or you're Laotian, getting your hands on Laotian cuisine is nearly impossible. And that's what we aim to do here at Kohk Sahk, is to make Laotian food accessible to everyone. But not just accessible, but to bring you delicious quality food. So let me share with you a little bit of the story of how Kohk Sahk came about. When deciding what recipes to use for Kohk Sahk, it was actually a no-brainer. I would use recipes from the most amazing Laotian cook that I know. That would be my mom, of course. And that's actually where the real story of Kohk Sahk comes from. It's her story. In her early 20s, my dad actually had to flee Laos, my dad's entire family, in order to avoid persecution from the Communist Party that was coming into Laos. Shortly after he left, he sent back a letter to my mom. And it said that, basically it said that he missed her, he loved her, and he needed her with him. And if she didn't go and flee Laos to go see him, he would come back for her. Fearing my dad's safety if he returned, she decided that she would go ahead and flee Laos and meet up with him. So she took her baby brother in the middle of the night and fled into Nong Khai, Thailand, where the refugee camp is. In the refugee camp, people aren't allowed to come and go. Pretty much, if you're a refugee, you were stuck in that camp, and it wasn't a pleasant camp to be in. Everything was just bamboo huts and shacks and just like makeshift houses. But my parents got lucky by getting a job at the only food vendor inside the refugee camp. My mom would wake up every day to go make sukiyaki soup at the store. And that kind of really starts the story of my mom and how food became kind of the lifeline, kind of the way to support her family. They finally got to come to the US, and one of my mom's first jobs was working at a deli counter or in cafeterias. They both worked multiple jobs. My dad worked 2 jobs and my mom worked 2 jobs. And it was like 5-6 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So they had to work that many jobs in order to support the family. But while working in the cafeteria, my mom was also introduced to new methods of cooking and new ingredients that she didn't know about before. She was only used to Laotian cuisine, Laotian food, and their methods. So it really expanded her knowledge and her ability to cook. As young as I could remember, it's always been about the food for my mom. She would cook food to feed her large family, but not just to feed us, but when she would go out there and sell it, it was another means to support the family. And not just support us, but also support a growing Laotian community, and a way for her to give back to others. I remember her working tirelessly when I was younger. She would come home after a long day's work to cook a dinner for the entire family. And then she would be back in the kitchen again after dinner to make sure that there was food to go sell for the next day. During her many years cooking, she's developed such a huge fan base for her food. Whenever she whips up her most requested items, they're almost instantly sold out even before she gets done making them. Her food is currently only accessible to those that are locals of the Washington, D.C. metro area, but that hasn't stopped her foodie fans. A lot of people will buy food from her just to send to their friends, and not just in this country, but internationally. I've always told my mom that she has a great product here that so many people love. She should make it into a real business. But after a lifetime of unfortunate events and not the best education in the world, it's made my mom somewhat pessimistic. But I continued to persuade her. And finally, one day she told me that she would give me her recipes. As soon as she gave me her recipes, I decided to go ahead and try to make her most requested item, which is called sinsawan. Sinsawan is a Laotian style beef jerky. The first batch of sinsawan that I ever made was for a friend's family gathering. And I had made a whole tray just as a test run, and I brought it to the party, put it on the table, and within minutes, the entire tray was gone. By the end of the event, everybody was asking who had made that beef jerky. Since that day, I've gotten more orders than I can keep up with. Now that the jerky has been tested and we know everyone loves it, I want to move it to the next level of production. A level of production that can produce enough consistent quality inventory to meet current requests as well as a growing future demand. I also want to find a way to make it convenient for everyone to get their hands on the product and make it accessible to everyone. I also want to move production in a direction that will start to meet state and federal compliance and regulation laws. Once Kohk Sahk gets to that level, I want to be able to start adding on other products to our line, other Laotian favorites such as sauces, sausages, seasonings, and maybe even more modern Laotian cookware. People ask me all the time what Kohk Sahk means. Kohk actually means mortar, and Sahk means pestle. But the more correct translation of Sahk would be mallet. So the literal translation for Kohk Sahk would be mortar and mallet. Mortar and mallets are essential tools in the Laotian cooking that are used on a daily basis. So when it came time to naming a Laotian food product company, Kohk Sahk just seemed like the most appropriate name. I want to take this time to thank everyone who has shown interest in the campaign today. When it comes to Laotian food and sharing a meal, it takes high importance in Laotian culture. It's used during times of celebration to show love, gratitude, and respect. Laotian food is meant to be shared amongst everyone and enjoyed by everyone. So we hope you take the time to look through the different rewards we have, the different things that we have to offer in return for your contribution to the campaign, because we want to share our food with you. There's also one more thing on the label that you might see. It says sab lai in quotations. What that means is very delicious. We can almost guarantee that once you get your hands on one of Kohk Sahk's food items, we'll have you say sab lai. And one more thing, if you just happen to find yourself in Northern Virginia and you happen to bump into my mom, please give her a hug.